pass through the club.
Was it a tough search? Was there, lots of applicants? Was there sort of a final three?
We had a number of applicants, probably 10 to a dozen, and it was a bit of a task to get it down to a short list, but we did to a short list of 2 or 3, and who would meet the requirements that we set for the position.
So why Daniel? Why do you think Daniel's a fit?
Sorry?
Why do you think Daniel's a fit?
Daniel's a good fit because of his personality. He's a teacher with the Marist school down in Canberra. He's been the senior coach at the right level, at the NEFL level. He's got a background of playing in the QAFL, the competition we first joined. He's been in North Queensland. He's been the state coach for New South Wales. He's played a number of matches in Queensland in his playing career. So, and his philosophy is all about what ours is about doing the best we can for developing the people, both in terms of their skills as a player and their skills as a person going on beyond. So we're confident that his coaching abilities, the person he is, the ideals he has, and his background suits him very well.
Could we just ask Daniel, sorry, would you go with my microphone as well? Could I just ask you, what do you know about Thunder, and I guess have you sort of followed them from afar?
Definitely. Look, the Thunder as a brand is exciting right from the very first time it entered the competition, and the whole, I guess, ideals of Thunder is a wonderful concept, and it's grown into a great club very quickly. It's obviously very young and only being around for the 3 years, but it has, I guess, a brand that is so well respected within the AFL community already, and I'm over the moon. I'm extremely excited to be able to be part of a team that's going to take that brand even further and keep promoting it in the way that it has been, and beyond over the next 2 years.
And so you were in the NEFL, but so obviously in a different conference to us. Are you worried about sort of getting to the end and having to match up on some of your previous players?
No, look, I think if I could have the ideal situation, we'll play Eastlake in the cross-conference grand final, and we'll get them by a big margin. But no, look, it is exciting, the whole concept of the new competition. It's good to be able to come up and play against clubs that I either played for or against in the QAFL as well. That's an exciting thing. But also, I think the Northern Conference and the Eastern Conference combined, and the way that the AFL's going, it's a great competition to be involved in at the moment, and to be with what I think is the marquee club within the competition is great. So.
The interesting thing, Daniel, in Thunder, it's completely different. You've got an Indigenous factor, and you've got a team that just won 2 flags. So, yep. Did you feel you're on a bit of a hiding nothing?
No, not at all. Not at all. Simply through the objectives of the NT Thunder are more than premierships. So obviously it's great to have success on the field, but I think success on the field is a byproduct of your actual culture and what you stand for. And I think the objectives of the NT Footy Club make it a unique place compared to other clubs. And I think I purely believe down the road of my coaching philosophy that better people make better footballers, and that is a byproduct of the actual culture and the environment that you create and allow people to develop as a whole, not just as footballers. So.
And we've obviously got players from all across the country. Have you ever worked with any of the current Thunder players?
I haven't, no. So already bumped into a couple in the corridors downstairs, and obviously the 2 degrees of separation that the footy world has, we all know someone who knows someone else and the likes, but that's another exciting thing. It's such a talented list, and there's such a good group of players. I can't wait to actually work with them.
You talk about moving the team forward. How do you envisage doing that? They've just had a really successful season.
Yep.
So
look, you can always get better. Obviously, they've come off a fantastic season in winning both the Northern Conference, I should say, and then also the Cross Conference. But you've got to keep moving forward. You've got to keep continuing to develop and get better. So there's great things that are being done in this football club already, and there's great things that have been done to get it to where it is. But I'm sure that with the 90% that's there already, I'm sure I can bring an extra 10% that can improve them even further.
So what's the 10% that you bring?
Look, I think I'm a wonderful communicator, and I think just the way that my philosophy matches the objectives of this football club, I think it's so important to have everyone pushing in the same direction. I think we're going to make a great team. Working with Jared's really exciting as well, with his profile up here in the Northern Territory. And look, it'll be a broad thing, but it'll be a thing that I'll talk to the playing group and the great resources and the great people that are around this club already to identify and empower everyone involved to know what we need to do in pushing it forward and making it that 10% better.
We've lost a couple of players this year. Are you likely to have any players follow you up, do you think?
Look, it's probably too early to talk about those kind of things. The next few days, I'm up here for the next probably about 5 days. So it gives me a chance to get stuck in straight away and talk to some key people around the club and really start driving things in the direction and I guess build the relationships that need to be built quickly.
And Daniel, I'd be interested in your, I know it's only early, but in your word on the 25 rule, the 25, one of the former players who come out this morning and spoken against it.
Yeah, no, I saw that. Look,
any thoughts on that?
Yeah, look, I guess there's got to be a duty of care to the players. And if you're talking about footballers playing 12 months of the year and continually, things can happen. And I think it's the betterment of the players and the betterment for the actual football environment up here. I think it boils down to what is best for the players and the duty of care towards those players.
And I'd be interested to ask the chief executive that same question if I could.
Could someone read my mic, please?
Yes,
25 game rule, great.
Can I ask you the same thing? Yeah.
Look, it's obviously coming from a player's point of view. I want to have that and bring that to the role I've got now at the club. And again, it's about the players' best interests, and we'll be making decisions on that, working closely with the clubs, AFL and NT, of course. But in the end, you look over 3 years and the standard of football that has increased at the NEFL competition. You just can't play at that level for 12 months. And we're working closely with the player, with the clubs, with AFL and NT to make sure that all stakeholders are happy, and there's got to be a balance.
So is there any scope for change or at all, Jared, though?
Well, I'd like to
maybe
get
increasing to 30 or...
I couldn't tell you that right now. It'd be a matter of finding out all the information, going back to the clubs, get their thoughts. There's obviously going to be regular meetings with them on this. So once we get that and talk to the right people, we can have a look at it. Obviously, there was an increased playing program this year with Foxtel Cup and then include the state games. So they're factors that were different to the year before. So it's developing, continue to develop and evolving as we go.
Jared, can I ask you as well, 3 coaches, Muzzle's there from the start. How do you, I guess, ensure a quick gelling of players and new coach?
Yeah, we've already flagged the news with the players. They're very excited, and I spoke about that in the background. He obviously covers all corners through the QAFL and the ACT League, which forms the new NEFL. So we'll catch up with the boys tomorrow night, actually, and have a dinner and an opportunity for Daniel to meet everyone that's on board for next year. Myself and Wally will get Daniel up to speed in regards to who we need to talk to in terms of assistant coaches and all that kind of stuff. So transition phase, really looking forward to working with Daniel and building on the success that we've already had.
And are you going to do any, territory traditions sort of stuff, taking pig hunting or anything to get him fully exposed?
We do that in Canberra all the time.
Possibly, we'll leave that up our sleeve. We can't let Daniel know too much too early. So.
And then the other thing, Jared, just before we end, I guess, is we've mentioned, all the players have lost. I mean, when do we start recruiting?
Well, obviously, Daniel, the appointment fills that big hole that we had in the structure. So now that Daniel's made the commitment and we can move forward, we can start looking at building our side and building our squad and keeping our key objectives in mind. And it's really exciting times, and it's a great product, and it's an easy sell for me and for us. Now that everyone's in their position, we can put a plan of attack together and move forward.
Okay. Thank you, Jared.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry?
No, Daniel.
I've played for 2, and unfortunately that's...